If you're thinking of buying a home or selling a home in the South Surrey or White Rock neighborhood, the current numbers and really what's going on in the market might surprise you. And this is something you're likely going to want to know. Let's get started. So, we're going to chat a little bit about what is happening in the neighborhood today and make sure you know what you need to.
Chance to buy or sell your next home. Let's get it right.
Boom. So let's talk a little bit now about what's going on with all different types of product in the marketplace, as well as why is happening what is happening, as well as who the market might favor right now. Buyers and sellers, they are always at odds, right? You can never have a market that's good for a buyer and a market that's good for a seller. Now, a lot of people feel like that when the prices are going up because buyers feel good that the price might be worth more tomorrow. The seller feels good as well because prices are typically going up. But if you really think about it, buyers and sellers are always at odds, right? They have conflicting interests. The buyer wants the home for as absolute cheap as possible, and the seller, of course, wants it for as much as possible with the easiest term of sale. So, with that being said, let's take a little bit of a peek about what's really going on here. And what I'm showing you on my screen here is starting with condominiums. So, with condominiums, this is the sales to active ratio of what is happening basically for the amount of inventory that's available versus the amount of inventory that's selling. And you can see we landed just shy of 15% there. Now, what does being just shy of 15% represent? Well, that represents we're right about to hit what we call a balanced market. So the market was previously in a buyer's market territory where the advantage was really for the buyer. And truthfully, we still are there. However, when the market starts to get to a point where it's about 15 to 20%, that means about 15% to 20% of the properties that are actually coming to the market are selling each month. That's where we start to see more balanced conditions. So, this is what the impact on pricing has been over the last year. And I'm going to show you now what the impact on pricing has been just really in dollar amounts. So this is the fluctuation. And what you can see here is that condos in the last month in the South Surrey White Rock neighborhood are up about almost about $10,000, $990 there. Sorry, not 990, 9,900. Over the last year, they are down though, however, they're down just about $12,000 at 11,800. So the advantage for this market, if you're looking for a condo or selling a condo in the South Surrey White Rock area, is really for the buyers. Now, some recommendations that I have for the buyers, you're going to want to watch for more activity hitting the market. As an example, if we look at what was going on right here, the market does look like it's starting to pick up, which is obviously typical of a spring market. So if that activity continues to pick up, that means your opportunity to get really good negotiations, to have, more time to look at properties, that sort of thing could be coming to an end. We never know. Affordability is still a challenge as well. And the reason I bring that up is because that isn't actually an advantage for the buyer right now, because the condominium market is obviously the most affordable market, typically speaking. So that means there is some good options out there that are still relatively affordable. And one of the other kind of things I want to make sure that you understand about this is the new construction market is stalled. Those properties are having massive, massive challenges selling right now. This means that while that's not necessarily a problem today because the market has been a little more quiet, what that does mean is in the future, we're going to have a severe lack of new inventory to be able to choose from. So, what's going to happen in lieu of not having new inventory to choose from? I also almost think back about when the Hollywood writers' strike was happening and no new TV was going to come out for a certain period of time. Well, you might have noticed that on Netflix, as an example. The same thing is going to happen to the condominium market if people aren't continuing to build those condominiums, or if they're having challenges selling them, they're not going to be investing in building new projects. So, long term, that is a huge advantage that is coming for a buyer because that's going to result in price fluctuations likely on the upside. Let's jump into townhomes now and let's talk about a little bit what's going on with those. So you can see our red line there, that 15 to 20% kind of barrier. And what this is showing us is that townhomes last month in South Surrey White Rock came in at about 23.4%. That's about 1 out of 4 homes that are hitting the market are selling. That's a very positive market for a seller. And what that's likely going to do is start impacting prices. So this is what has happened with the price of townhomes, generally speaking, over the last 12 months in South Surrey White Rock. But really, the advantage here is going to be towards the seller. And I'm going to show you why in a moment. Month over month, townhomes are down about $7,100, and year over year, they're down about $30,700. But check this out, you guys. So The advantage is really to the sellers in a market condition like this. The market can change, right? And those price fluctuations that I just showed you, those are starting to catch up on what the market is actually doing. So sometimes those prices can be a little bit of yesterday's news. The reason this is an advantage for the sellers, inventory is moving a little faster than you think. If you are someone who's looking at buying a townhome in the South Surrey White Rock market, you're going to notice that things are getting snapped up off the market a little bit quicker than they used to be. And that's just because there's either more people out there that are actually buying these places, or there's less inventory for you to choose from because less people are actually putting those on the market. Prices may also start to trend upwards. If we continue to see the market remain in that 1 out of 4 homes coming to the market actually selling, that is going to have an impact on prices, because that means now buyers are starting to compete for properties a little more than they once had to previously, and sellers can get away with a little bit more, meaning they can actually likely price their places a little bit higher. And the last recommendation I'm going to add here is that townhomes are a really good balance between space and affordability. So why is that important? Why are townhomes being, a good balance between that? Well, detached homes are expensive. They're expensive everywhere. Selling real estate for 18 years almost now, it blows my mind to think of what I used to sell a detached home for versus what it's worth today. And townhomes offer that really good middle ground where the average family who has saved a reasonable amount of money for a down payment can still get into a townhome, which offers their family space and offers them something quite nice in the neighborhood of South Surrey, which is obviously one of the more expensive neighborhoods in town. So that's a really good indication that this is going to be the in demand type of property for the next foreseeable future, while it remains relatively affordable for people looking to get into the market. All right, what is left for our detached home friends here? So you can see this graph is a little more stretched out. The reason it's a little more stretched out is the sales to active ratio for detached homes came in at just under 9%. That's about 1 out of 11 homes in South Surrey and White Rock that are coming to the market are selling. And that is quite deep into what is called a seller's market. And that is going to have a big impact on pricing. You can see we've been there for quite some time. And look what the pricing has done. It peaked in and around probably the midpoint of last year, up at about 1.975 million. And now you can see we're coming in closer to about 1.85 million. So what do those numbers actually look like? Well, in the last month, we are down for the benchmark price of detached homes by about $12,300. In the last year, we are down about $78,800, which is it's a decent sized number, obviously, right? So the market has definitely been in favor of the buyers in the South Surrey White Rock neighborhood. So why is it in the advantage of the buyer? Well, there is tons of inventory to choose from, guys. These houses are not flying off the shelf. They have high days on market. They are doing what they need to do to woo you as a buyer. This is a great opportunity to be buying because those houses, you could consider them to be on sale right now. They are down year over year quite substantially, and that's a great opportunity. You got lots to look at, and the prices are down, and you can negotiate pretty good deals with these people right now because these homes have been sitting around a little bit longer. If you're a seller, the pricing matters. Okay, it is incredible the difference if a home is priced well versus a home that is not priced well. So you got to get that home price right if you're looking at getting it sold and you're actually serious about moving your home forward. And if we continue to stay in this market, when we look at the sales active ratio being about, 1 out of 11 homes that are actually going up and selling, prices are going to remain challenged. It's going to continue to be difficult for sellers to sell their homes in South Surrey White Rock as of today. Now, this could change. We are going into the spring market as of right now. And usually the spring market is one of the more productive or the most productive market we see in the entire year. And there's a lot going on in the world right now, obviously, right? We've got all these talks of tariffs and what's actually going to happen. Nobody knows. And that might continue on for the foreseeable future. So sellers, make sure you're getting your home price right so you're actually attracting those buyers. And buyers, don't be afraid to make offers because you might not get it on one particular home, but there's always somebody who is in the interest of selling, and they're going to do what they need to do to get their home sold. So that is a little bit about what is out there. A couple things to watch out for, you guys. These are the market drivers. This is really what's important. You've got mortgage rates. Okay. Mortgage rates are consistently improving. In fact, they're down about 2% from the high that they were at. And it's likely going to continue moving forward, especially with what's going on. Economic shifts. Well, that's certainly talking tariffs and whatnot. So this is a little bit of a blow that nobody really expected, nor that anybody asked for. Nonetheless, it is going to be a big impact on our economy if this kind of continues on, this narrative continues on, or even just the uncertainty continues on. Nobody in the stock market, nobody buying homes likes uncertainty. Once we get that certainty back, things will likely cool down because we know the demand is there and we know that rates have been improving. But that's quite a big challenge is when you're not quite sure what's going on with the economy because that can affect a lot of people. We know the demand is there. Seasonal trends, we're getting right into the busy market, so this is typically where the most amount of homes are going to start to transact. Keep an eye on that. And is there any local policy changes at this particular point? No, the BC government's been relatively quiet. We had a lot of stuff last year, obviously, so make sure you check out our YouTube channel to see what is going on with any of those policy changes. And the last thing I'll leave you with, if you are a home buyer, if you are somebody that's considering buying a home and you're curious about what this means for you specifically for whatever you're looking for, not only can you grab our free guide about buying a home and more so about the incentives in the market right now. We want to save you money if we can. So you can download that down below in the comments. And if you're a home seller and you're curious about what your home is actually worth in today's market, we will give you an accurate number on your home so you can make sure that you know how that's going to affect your plans moving forward. The last thing I'll leave you with is we do have a very special offer right now, and that is related to our BC Home Buyers course. So I'm going to play a quick video for you, and then I'll explain this a little bit. Introducing the BC Home Buyers course, your ultimate guide to buying your first home with confidence and precision. With over 3 hours of comprehensive video content, you can learn at your own pace whenever and wherever you want. You can sign up by visiting bchomebuyers.90daysout.ca or checking the description in this video for more details. So once upon a time, we actually charged $347 for access to this course. If you would like access for a very limited time, we are giving away 100 spots to the first people that snap them up. So you can get access to all 3 hours of this course, everything that there is in there. And in fact, the first 10 people that look for access to the course will also get some additional bonuses, including audio downloads and everything else to help you be successful in buying your next home. So anyways, I hope that's useful. Please let me know in the comments your thoughts on the market, the thoughts on the video, and anything we can do to help you to be a service. We're definitely here, and we'll see you on the next one. Cheers.